Please be seated. Prynhawn da, a croeso I Cardiff. Good afternoon and welcome to Cardiff and to your 2023 graduation ceremony. I am Pat Young and I'm the Chair of Cardiff University's governing body, the University Council. Over 35 years ago, I sat exactly where you're sitting today, preparing to graduate from this university. So it's a real privilege to be here today to celebrate this momentous occasion with you. May I also offer a warm Welsh welcome to family, friends and supporters, and of course to you, the class of 2023. Today, we celebrate your extraordinary achievements. Acquiring a university education is no mean feat, so I commend you not only for securing a place at Cardiff University in the first place, but also for the dedication and commitment that you've demonstrated to get you where you are today. This success is only part of your story. Many of you joined us as the full force of the pandemic was being felt. Others may have been a year or two into their studies. What we and you faced was a challenge on a level not seen since the Second World War. Throughout this difficult period, you, our students, have been quite wonderful. You have shown patience and understanding and a willingness, determination and tenacity to tackle whatever has been put in front of you. For this, you should be extremely proud, because everyone at Cardiff University is extremely proud of you. We realise that for some of you the uncertainty continues, but do not forget your ceremony today recognises all of the hard work you've put in and the culmination of your journey with us. You leave here today knowing that you are part of a very special family, the Cardiff University alumni community. While you've been here, you've been taught by world-leading scholars and some of the brightest minds on the planet. At least that's what it says here. I wouldn't disagree. And now it's your turn. Your Cardiff qualification tells the world that you're ambitious, passionate, and have a brilliant mind. Embark on the next stage of your journey with all of the confidence that that brings. For some of you, today may be tinged with sadness as you say goodbye to Cardiff. This vibrant, colourful and diverse city has been a backdrop to your journey through university. Of course, the charm and character of Cardiff is difficult to give up, and some of you may have already decided to call Cardiff home for the foreseeable future, whether this is through work or further study. Either way, as you cross this stage in a short while and step outside the front door of this auditorium, you will be doing so as a Cardiff graduate. Cardiff University will always be your university, and so wherever life takes you, we hope that you'll become a flag bearer for this great institution and carry forward our values of kindness and generosity of spirit. All that we ask is that you stay in touch. Come and visit us often and share your experience of Cardiff University with the wider world. For now, I ask you to sit back, enjoy the ceremony, and savour the moment. It is another special memory to add to the collection of your time with us, and your graduation will be something you look back on fondly in the years to come. I now have the pleasure of introducing Hannah Pearce. Hannah will read the proclamation and a poem by Wales's inaugural national poet, Gwyneth Lewis. Many of you will have encountered Gwyneth's work before in the form of 6 feet high words, thought to be literally the biggest poem in the world, which are on the front of the Wales Millennium Centre. Gwyneth has been writer-in-residence at the University School of Physics and Astronomy and is now an honorary fellow. The poem, Education, was specially commissioned by Cardiff University.
Education by Gwyneth Lewis. Beiddi a feiddio gwellhad y wneud, myna geisio parchad ddweud. Traws newidiad fydd dy glod, dy ddyfodol mentro bod. Learning's a passport that returns you home a better person. It permits you to dare being daring, makes you secure with not knowing everything, helps you welcome some failure, forges an alloy with others' thinking. It is simple delight in mind and its motions, scintillates but isn't deceptive, admits the joy of institutes is the open road to everywhere but bigotry. It's the shortest distance between you and me, and if you're lucky, it never ends. I will now read the proclamation, first in Welsh and then in English. Nerth gwlad I gwybodaeth. Boed hysbys I holl aelodau'r Brifysgol ac ar hyd a lled y byd fod cynhyrchiad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. Wrth ddathlu cyflawniadau rhai sydd yn nosbarth 2023, fe'i hatgoffon o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu i werthoedd y brifysgol hon. Nod iddynt hwy yw ceisio drwy y cyflawniadau wasanaethu lles pawb, ymdrechu i sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb, gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. Nerth gwlad I gwybodaeth, a nation's strength is in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today, in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. We celebrate the achievement of those in the class of 2023, and in doing so, remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek through their achievements to serve the common good, to strive for excellence in all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
Prynawn da, good afternoon. My name is Olivia Evans, and it is my honour to address you as the Vice President Sports and Athletic Union President of Cardiff University Students' Union. May your care ever be for the good name of our university and the well-being of our world. When we embarked on our university journey, the years we had ahead seemed like a lifetime. I'm sure most of you would agree that it feels like yesterday that we were dropped off at our halls of residence, saying goodbye to our friends and family, and feeling apprehensive about making friends, fitting in, and starting our academic journey at Cardiff. But what at the time felt like forever goes in a blink of an eye, and before you know it, you're sat in a cap and gown in St David's Hall, thinking about what the future may have in store. However, what we didn't know then, that we know now, is that we'd be leaving Cardiff having become a member of a close-knit and supportive community. When I sat down to think about what made Cardiff the special university it is, the first thing that came to mind was the community that we have built. The Cardiff community is one like no other. Whether your time at Cardiff has been impacted by competing in a sports team, contributing to a society, overcoming barriers, or bonding with friends on your course, you became part of a community that shaped your time here, and a community that will, if you choose to let it, shape your time after Cardiff. Being an alumni of Cardiff University opens you up to a network of fellow Cardiff students, some newly graduated, and some who've gone on to achieve great things who can help you do the same. Whether it be by making the most of the rich alumni network that Cardiff has to offer, by staying in contact with your friends or peers, or by coming back and visiting the place where you had the best years of your life. That community feeling that Cardiff has given you during your time here doesn't have to end today. It is something you can take with you wherever you go. When thinking about this speech, a quote stuck out to me. What matters in life is not what happens to you, but what you remember and how you remember it. No one could have anticipated the journey that all of you have taken to get here today. But one thing is for sure. You can be proud that you are sat here graduating today as the class of 2023. I hope that you all remember how far you have come and all that you have achieved at Cardiff. It has been by no means an easy ride for you all, but it has been our diversity that has got us through adversity. So whilst the future may look daunting now, remember this moment. Take a deep breath, appreciate how far you have come, and realise how far you can go. I hope you all go on to remember the journey you've had at Cardiff fondly and keep those memories close to your heart. But most importantly, please remember, you will always have a home here in Cardiff. Diolch yn fawr.
Pnawn da, a chroeso cynnes i'r seremoni graddu o 2023. Colin Reardon dwi, is-cynhyrchwr Prifysgol Caerdydd. Well, hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to you all, especially to our graduating students. I'm Colin Reardon, Vice-Chancellor of the University, and we now come to the part of the ceremony which is the main bit really, where the students come across the stage and their names are read out. And that is your cue to applaud wildly. You can whoop and scream as much as you like, but please could you stop when the next person is coming up so we can hear their name, so everybody gets a chance. Once each group has crossed the stage and returned to their seats, I will then address you in Welsh. It's a tradition of this university for me to do so, and the sentence that I will say in English, I'll say it in Welsh, but in English it means, on behalf of the university, I recognise your achievement with great pleasure. So we will now move to the presentation of graduates, and I invite Professor Stuart Allen to the lectern.
Bryn Handa, I'm delighted to be here today to present the class of 2023 from the School of Computer Science and Informatics, to highlight in the academic calendar for the school and the university. So since we welcomed you into the school, there have been highs and some lows, as we've navigated our way through a pandemic, industrial action, and the day-to-day business of academic life. Your time as a student has been completely different to any other year group. But I'd like to say to you today that it has been an absolute privilege to watch you grow into the soon-to-be graduates sitting here right now. How will we look back on these years? Obviously COVID predominantly, but there are so many of your achievements that we are particularly proud of, and a few other memories that I'd like to highlight. Your CyberSoc Student Society has been incredibly active and best exemplified by your organisation of a very successful hackathon for the charity Mind this year, which developed a solution for the management of donations and was summed up very well by the comment I received from the charity afterwards. They said the teams went from a piece of paper to a site that was fully branded, working and purposeful in a little over 24 hours. I am still bowled over by them. It was a lovely atmosphere to be part of. You've also begun the process of establishing your own startup companies while at the university. This year, OcuSense, a smart building monitoring solution, was launched by Ben MacDonald, Noah Sundqvist, John Watkins and Joe Williams, and they've come second in the Santander Go-Getter Startup Award. We also had Sam Tolland and Archie Wilkins, who took home the main prize from the recent Picture Perfect Awards, a Dragon's Den-style event which they won for their project In Stock, which supports small businesses in managing their inventory. Many of you were among the first students to study in Abacus, our brand new building which opened in October 2021. And it's been fantastic to see how busy and active you've made the building since then. Your final year projects really showcase all that you've learned, not just in terms of your knowledge and your skills, but also your creativity, your ambition and your impact. For example, you've developed systems that help autistic children communicate. You've developed systems that that use smart speakers to address loneliness among the elderly. You've built tools to detect malware, looked at how robots can prevent falls, and investigated how the music you listen to can help you run faster. These are just some of the successes and achievements that we and you share. As you cross the stage today, you take with you these memories and many more, along with the friendships you have made. You also take our thanks for shaping and enriching our school and university community during your time with us. We've been inspired by you and your commitment to our values, and now we're delighted to see you go out into the world and make a positive impact on the places in which you'll live and work. Thank you, class of 2023. I will now call each of you to the stage. I, Professor Stuart Allen, introduce those for the Certificate of Higher Education for the class of 2023. Lucy Ellen Batters. Khadija Abdullah Al-Balushi. I, Professor Stuart Allen, introduce those for the degree of Bachelor of Science for the class of 2023. Salvador Alban. Juri Al-Gamdi. Sajid Ali. Ethan Cameron Allen Harris. Aida Al-Mazouk. Marcus Richard Lawrence Anderson. Juyuki Anyem Ozikwi. Alejandro Arroyo. Konstantina Askianki. John Baker. Sebastian Michael Barnard. Matthew Battergell. William James Beasley. Sean Alexander Taylor Berry. Kia Bayani. Finn Bignold Jordan. Mihail Bors. Jackman Anthony Brooks. Lucy Claire Brooksbank. Casper Belinko. Joseph Bywater. Zaria Cameron. Lewis Carter. Morgan Corser. Ophelia Chan. Matteo Luick Chaperon. Max Christopher. Ricky Chu. Rhys Edward Clements. Luke Clifton. Jack Edward Collins. Finley Cottle. Federico Ralph Cozy. J. Anthony Donachie Creasy. Thomas Dawes. Ruthvik Diopoli. Kyle Dowkey. David Diaz Clifton. Damian Dimofsky. Harry Dunn. William Eady. Wei Fu. Adam Gebrenigus. Somaya Gorain. Brodie Gordon Beaver. Max Challoner Green. Noah Jacob Seth Griffiths. Daniel Grimsey. Jamie Anthony Groom. Richard Gubiev. Ethan Guy. Maria Hamill. Oliver Hardman. Samuel Rees Harris. Joel Andrew Harris. Junyi Huan. Ososiliasi Ifenyi Negbidon. Taib Islam. Emma Elizabeth Jenkins. Sebastian Jose. Mika Juk Davis. Adam Calbune. Gabriela Kurteva. Mirena Kurteva. Owain Peter Lansdowne. Ethan Lesage. Oliver Lee. Casey Page Lewis. Xiaokang Li. Nicolo Licata. Joseph Liu. David Lloyd. Harry Lloyd. Darcy Lowe. Gargandeep Malhotra. Emily Rose Manton. Sean Marnie. Dan Mather. Luke McCarney. Ben James MacDonald. Callum McDowell. James McLaughlin. Robin McNeil. Benjamin Meadows. Melanie Meyer. Callum George Meredith. Abdul Muqtadir Mir. Bruno Mila Rueth Dia Akuptaka. Jayant Misra. Pulkit Mittal. Haroon Mohammed. Stephen Morris. James Morton. Cameron Moss. Kinotenda Masipa. Teresa Mohiho. Max Muller-Dreyer. Basim Musa. Abinash N. Ramesh. Aryan Nandakumar. Billy O'Brien. Stephen James O'Keefe. Fatima Marwa Omar. Jose Adrian Padilla Hernandez. Rashidul Kareem. Mehran Parveshnia. Mohammed Armin Parveshnia. Sethu Parvan Venkata Reddy Pastula. Enrique Silva Paulino. Isaac Powell. James Price. David Prihoda. Randall Keyson. Tayeb Rafiq. Yush Ranjan. David Lewis Rees. Lewis Richards. Roshan Roy. Oscar Russell. Jack Sanderson. Ahmad Shaheen. Bilal Mustafa Sheikh. Will Shepherd. Aryan Sharad Shetty. Will Simpkins. Eve Sindaya Marzi. Yasin Ahmed Mohammed Singer. Anil Singh. Aryaman Sinha. Cyril Smetanka. Joshua Smith. Hang Fung So. Jonathan Charles Stretfield James. Noah Alexander Sundqvist. Samuel Thacker. Tito Thomas. Samuel Nicholas Thornton. Samuel Oliver Toland. Reddy Basher. Lawrence James Walker. Miloš Bujevic. John Watkins. Joseph Paul Wilson. Joseph Paul Watson. Gabriel Well. Nicholas Liam Wibley. Archie Wilkins. Cameron Williams. Joe Williams. Ashley Wood. Luke Woodman. Robert Woolcock. Hebe Wrench. Maruk Zulfikar. Mohammed Sami Ahmed. I, Professor Stuart Allen, introduce those for the degree of Master in Science for the class of 2023. Sam Anderson Pellet. Matthew Herman. Matthew Larby. Abdullahi Omar. The Vice-Chancellor will now confirm the achievement.
Would those who've just crossed the stage please stand? Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad gyda phleser mawr. Llongyfarchiadau Li. Many congratulations. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.
I, Professor Rudolf Allemann, introduce those for the postgraduate certificate for class of 2023. Jacob Back. Thomas Bailey. Rowan Emir Lewis. Veronika Wojciechowska. I, Professor Rudolf Allemann, introduce those for the postgraduate diploma for class of 2023. Dekmo Ahmed. George William Small. I, Professor Rudolf Allemann, introduce those for the degree of Master of Science for class of 2023. Sheikh Adil. Abchit Namdeo Ahire. Muhammad Usair Ahmad. Furkan Alahi. Turki Obaid Al-Dalbai. Abdullah Bandar Al-Otaibi. Aissa Amadou Diofo. Venkata Saininesh Amara. Theo. Ali Atiye. Junaid Awan. Shreya Bakashi. Simon Barrett. Daniel Barsh. Ibn Beni Plakal. Jonathan Stanley Crimina Beresford. Jacob Berg. Harsha Bandlamudi. Irina Bernik. Dimitrika Shilkabeya. Harvey Bainun. Donald Rich Briby. Noel Stephen Brooks. Theresa Bryant. Ashwini Bundela. Yang Guo Gao. Oliver Carter. Jacob. Jeff Chanlok Hang. Chivait Levina Chan. Shuvenchan. Purna Kirandasari. Jake Robert Davies. Chikumude. Ellis Duran. Ben Edwards. Kaya. Sadiq Farah. Tiffany Claire Farthing. Vicky Fernandez. Abid Abdul Ghafoor. Shankan Gael. James Scott Gibson. Riesh Kemparachi Gowda. Wei Guo. Akash Kumar Gurung. Daniel Henry Harling. Awamin. Hassan Ishfaq. Toby Jackson. Udia Unt. Madhu. Fauduni Chaitri. Yosnaiva Chakapu. Khalif Chama. Andrew Jones. Luke Benjamin Jones. Akin Kaki. Kamalesvari Kambochi. Rabia Kuram. Mahat Khurshid. Amir Khan. Callum Gill. James Austin Large. Peshan Lee. Daniel Turner Liadi. Elvin Limbombo. Lin Chinchang. Sidon Ling. Leo Yu Chen. Kayan Lynch. Venkata Sai Suraya Manta. Prathamesh Niti Metkar. Aptitia Paradvai. Ocean Morgan. Georgina Morris. Ray Morrison. Elisa. Hardik Nugda. Krishnadas Naina. Kedar Nandif Dekar. Shreyas Sandeep Nevakuma. Luca Antonio Passariello. Anupam Patak. Teyashri Patil. Rowan Patterson. Esther Pearson. Andrew Perrott. Cherubi Bafnachai. Arifin Benny. Nisar Krachif. Matthew Reed. Juliet Olivia Radley. Daniel Redley. Sebastian Hayden Richards Gonzalez. Lindsay Louise Rimmer. Nitin Sharma. Chris Shaw. Shatul Shevadi. Rahaf Shora. Tom Shortman. Evan Smith. Harry Sugit. Kyle Sweer Thompson. Vishnu Tichampuli Sunil. Brian Joe Thomas. Kieran Thomas. Yuying Chan. Musamil Mohammed Iqbal Tirmisi. Charlie Tucker. Seydan Omer. Abraham Varghese. Satvik Veduravada. Chanchal Wan. Daniel James Weir. Sophie Wells. Toby Willits. Ben Alexander Williams. Hao Wu. Xi Liang Shang. Yang Yang. Xia Yoi Sang. Ming Zhao. Xianon Zhao. Le Kongsheng. I, Professor Rudolf Allemann, introduce those for the degree of Master of Philosophy for the class of 2023. Nathan Lloyd Jones. The Vice-Chancellor will now confirm the achievement.
Will all those who've just crossed the stage please stand if you are able to. Ar ran y Brifysgol rwy'n cydnabod eich hyrheiddiad gyda phledar mawr. Llongyfarchiadau Lee. Many congratulations to you. Thank you very much.
The following students to be presented. We have one more Bachelor of Science. Alexander Horner. And we have two more Masters of Science. Mang Peng Lee. Long Fei Mao. The following students to be presented have achieved a doctoral degree, and in recognition of their achievements and research, they will be presented to the presiding officers who will doff in return. I, Professor Rudolf Allemann, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Asila Nasser Al-Harti. Fahad Suleiman Al-Wadiani. Daphne Anais Marilyn Choppert. Thomas John Paul Edwards. Lauren Hudson. Rodri Morris. Matilda Rode. Mark Royd Villamala. Joseph Singleton. Stefano Sapala. Anastasia Sunic. The Vice-Chancellor will now confer the award.
Will all those who've just crossed the stage please stand? That can include the other three if you want to stand as well. Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad gyda phleser mawr. Llongyfarchiadau Lee. Congratulations to you. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.
Prynawn da chi gyd. Good afternoon. We come to the part of the ceremony which welcomes distinguished people who have previously sat in your seat, our alumni speakers. Today's alumni speaker is Elliot Howells. Elliot graduated from the School of Computer Science and Informatics with a BSc in Business Information Systems in 2016. During his time at the school, Elliot was president of the then newly established Computer Science Society and went on to spend 2 sabbatical years as vice president of societies and campaigns and then as president of the Cardiff University Students' Union. Elliot now works at Microsoft, leading technical sales across the UK public sector for their business application platform and chairing their national LGBTQ+ network. Beyond his role at Microsoft, Elliot also sits on the board of TEDx London, which focuses on giving unheard voices a stage in London, and has recently returned to the board of Cardiff Students' Union as a trustee. We are very fortunate to have Elliot with us today to share some congratulatory words with you. Please welcome Elliot Howells.
Thank you, Claire. I have to start by wishing you all an enormous congratulations. When you have been immersed in university life for several years, graduation can just kind of feel like the bit that comes at the end, the default outcome, if you like. But the hard work that each and every one of you have put into getting to this point today, arguably under some of the most challenging learning circumstances in recent history, should not be underestimated. For that, I offer you an immense llongyfarchiadau. I graduated from the School of Computer Science and Informatics in 2016, having studied business information systems here at Cardiff. I have very vivid memories of being sat in this hall, over-analysing how to walk 15 metres across the stage without falling over. My overarching memory, however, was a quote shared by Professor Patricia Price, a predecessor of Claire Morgan as Pro Vice-Chancellor for Student Experience. Professor Price started her address by reminding us that education opens the door of opportunity. It was a real moment of reflection for me. I was the first in my extended family to go to university, and it left me feeling incredibly privileged for the education that I had received, and proud of what I had achieved. 7 years on, that sentiment certainly still stands. Pretty much every opportunity that I have had to learn and grow, to step out of my comfort zone, and gain new experiences has been a result of my education. Given we're all here at a university graduation ceremony, the obvious education that we have all received is that delivered in a lecture theatre, or a seminar room, or over Microsoft Teams, the education that brought our fields of study to life. But, and I'm sorry to the academics in the room, I think it was the surrounding education that really taught me the most. Learning vital leadership skills, leading a society of fellow passionate students. Understanding how to navigate cultural differences when on an internship abroad. Appreciating the importance of equal opportunity while representing my cohort on a student staff panel. And potentially most memorably, knowing that if you spread your fingers evenly on both hands, you can carry 8 bottles of VK from the bar in the Students' Union. Last week, I celebrated my 6-year work anniversary at Microsoft. In that time, I've had 3 roles, and I'm lucky enough to now lead technical sales for one of our enterprise technologies. Those moments of education that I just mentioned all played a vital role in me getting that job in the first place. And I try to build on those experiences every day. Maybe not the VK one so much. I'm really proud of how I navigated university and how I jumped at every opportunity presented to me. My only regret? I didn't do it authentically. The punchline here is that I didn't come out as a gay man until about 6 months after I graduated. I spent my 5 years at Cardiff deeply concerned how those closest to me would react if I did come out to them. I wasted energy covering, pretending to be interested in my female housemates, not drinking in excess for fear of what I might say, and sometimes feeling pretty isolated as those around me use university to really shape their identity. Now, I'm sure there are fellow LGBTQI+ folk in the room that can relate, but it applies to so many other characteristics too. Your accent, your family background, your religion, your disability, and all of the intersectionalities that unite those things. On reflection, my university experience was entirely inclusive, and I'm almost certain that the reaction to me coming out would have been nothing but positive. I think the real thing troubling me was the overarching guilt that I felt that I'd lied to those closest to me in the years prior. Now, I don't share this in a plea for sympathy. The ending is a happy one. My now partner, James, is here today. My family and friends were all super supportive, and James and I even have a house and a dog together. I just wish I'd spent my years at Cardiff being true to who I really am. Now, I've carried these reflections into the world of work and tried to use them to ensure others don't waste the energy that I did covering. We talk a lot about coming to work as you are and doing what you love at Microsoft, and it's a principle that underpins how I run my team. Alongside my main role, I've recently taken up the position of chair of Microsoft UK's LGBTQI+ network, building on the amazing work that has been done to make sure Microsoft is an amazing place to work for minority groups. Similarly, I've had the genuine privilege of being part of the team behind TEDx London for the last few years, focused on giving unheard voices a platform to share their perspectives, and in turn, hopefully inspiring others to be true to themselves and their identities. Unsurprisingly, I've discovered that the energy that I put into hiding this part of me, into not showing up as my whole self, can be so much better spent in other ways. Choosing how you show up will be just one of the many choices that you make after today. You will have to decide what kind of career you want to pursue, what kind of impact you want to make, what kind of person you want to be. You'll have to balance your personal and your professional goals, your aspirations and your responsibilities. The experiences that have shaped you during your time at Cardiff, and the ones that will follow, will help you navigate all of these choices and challenges. While it may be a cliche to say, every single one of you has the potential to do great things, to continue to do great things, the potential to solve problems, create solutions, invent products, improve lives, advance knowledge, inspire others. Cardiff University has a very special place in my memory box. It's why I'm stood here today, why I'm a trustee of the Students' Union, why I try to provide work experience to current students. I hope you can look back at your time here with equally fond memories and formative experiences. Allow your education to continue to open the door of opportunity, and to do so while being authentically you. Diolch yn fawr, Cyfrifiadureg.
Thank you, Elliot, for a very powerful reminder of the power of authenticity. And my advice to you all as you leave here will be to be yourself, because everyone else is taken. Okay, that's deep. Let it sink in. Okay, congratulations. You are now part of the Cardiff University alumni community of over 210,000 graduates. Cardiff alumni are great global citizens. Some are activists and have high profiles, others are quiet, solid contributors to their communities. Cardiff has given you more than just a degree. You've been encouraged to ask hard questions and challenge conventional wisdom. You've shown a willingness, determination and spirit, which are the real hallmarks of a Cardiff University degree. The Welsh word hiraeth is made from moments like this. It conveys a sense of place, of love, of longing, of memories. We hope that you'll keep hiraeth in your hearts for Cardiff University. Now, before we close the ceremony, there is one last Cardiff University tradition we need to uphold. Because whilst today is all about your achievement, it's not something that you've done on your own. You've been supported by your family and friends throughout your degree and throughout this ceremony. So now, can I ask all the new graduates who are able to stand? Everyone in this hall has been making a noise for you, and I now want you to reciprocate and thank your friends, families and supporters. Hi. Can I just say, that was really quite lame. That was polite, maybe a beta test. Now can we debug this and give these people the applause they deserve? Let's hear it. Thank you. You can be seated. Now, to close our celebrations, here is a film welcoming you to the Cardiff University alumni family. Please enjoy it. And at the end of the film, please stand as the platform party leaves and our ceremony draws to a close. Thank you for joining us today, and congratulations once again to the class of 2023. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you.
Take a look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? Class of 2023. Today we take stock of everything we've achieved and say thank you to those who always believed. So scroll through memories, cymryd selfies gyda'r besties, and stand up straight for the photographer. Say cheers. Today we remember how we got this far. The late nights and bright lights, and moments we didn't do as well as we might. Pob dyddiad cau, dyfalbarhau, o weithio'n galed i'r darllediadau. Today we're rewarded for all the hard work that started way back with the first steps we took. Dropped at Talabont, yng Nghennydd, Aberdare and Aberconwy, I ganol y freshers, heb wybod lle I fynd, heb nabod bob un, nes canfod ffrindiau oes yn neidiau bob cytun. First dates.
Soulmates.
I'm gonna start crying at this rate. Today we're part of something that's hard to describe. The new class of an old tribe. A tradition that'll be there our whole lives, a network that continues to help us thrive. Years from now we'll see someone with a badge on their tie, or hear people on a bus shouting,
Cheers, drive.
And we'll remember where we came from, where we came into our own, where we made our mark. Canfod Cartref, where we found a home. Today we make noise like it's the varsity game and count ourselves lucky we found people with the same interests, hobbies, byd o hiwmod nes bod ni'n folly. People who tried to shelter us with broken brollies. People who helped us find our limits and push them out the way. People who helped us get to this point.
On this day.
Today is a day we mark everything we've shared. A day we tell people just how much we cared, that they were always there, even when they couldn't be. Roedden ni'n gwybod y deiau eto high lyfryn for all the long hours we've had to put in. We still had those nights that went right through till dawn, and days we dug deeper than ever before. So here's to those late night revisers and early risers, to sunny days that passed by in Bydd Park, to that special someone who gave us that special spark and helped us to grow, to transform, to dream. Today's for that someone we're proud to have at our team. What happens tomorrow is whatever you choose. Go make news or break news. They absolutely refuse to be told that can't be done, because we've only just begun to make records and break records and make history and break history and say,
The Marv and me, this is the world I want to see.
10,
20,
trwy'r
40.
years from now, you'll look back on today and realise you've been by your side the whole way. But right now, right here, let's savor the moment and say,'Congratulations. Let's get the celebrations underway. Take a moment. Look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? We're Cardiff University. Croeso, welcome to your alumni community.